welcome back to The Spell. Well, this might be like one of the couple last episodes, like god dang it. But then he noticed the door to his room. It was closed, just like the first door he had been. Would someone have taken the time to close the door in this situation? He put his shirt over the nose, just like Lois taught him to, and advanced through the thick smoke. Oh God, no! He put his when he finally oh, dang it. He finally reached his room. He saw Lois collapsed near the bed. The whole right wall was being eaten by the flame. Lois. He threw himself at her. His strength had left him. In a moment, he saw her frail body on the floor. He took her arms and shook her. He was aggressive, agitated. He wanted her to roar. He couldn't think straight. He was still breathing faintly, or so he thought. Did she inhale too much smoke? You would die like this. Ugh. Ah, crap. Oh, all this work, too. He grated his teeth. She was heavier than a mountain right now. He also lost a lot of blood, so that would make sense. He managed to get on his feet, but it was not without blood overflowing from the towel. Although he admitted he was about to leave. Our line was pushing him forward, but adrenaline. She had said something. She pointed somewhere. What was it? He didn't have time for this. He glanced at the room quickly, and then saw what she'd stayed in the room for so goddamn long. There was an unconsidered animal under one of the drawers. Her cat. What should he do? What could he do? Tell her to run and then get Bill Hook. Come on! You're not gonna make it very long! You carry her! Couldn't possibly leave her without... Leave her. Lois had almost sacrificed her life to save her. He took her knee, knowing how difficult it would be to return to his feet, blood spewing from his mouth. It wasn't good. He reached for the little thing readily and went on his way. Everything was blurry. His consciousness was hanging by a thread. He had managed to get out of the apartment, but the fire was almost spreading to the rest of the building. The emergency stairs were in front of him. It was a long way down. Every step he took, he grasped for air, times. There were holes in mercy. In his memory. He blinked once to top the stairs, and he found himself in the middle of the density of the fourth one. He had Los, and barely carrying her cat. He has one left hand, where they were heavy. He didn't know how long he would last. Again, he reached for the second floor. This time, with even more difficulty than the last. They were halfway there, but no, to himself, to psych himself up. But then he started hearing movement coming from the bottom of the stairs. Oh God, was it marksmen? Steve thought they had left since the cops were there on their way. But what if they were using the confusion of the fire in order to kill them? He wanted to go back the way he came from, but it was too hard. You're bleeding to death? God dang it. According to hard for him to Angelos in his arms. He was completely vulnerable. They finally closed in on him. He was apprehensive. He was like a mother bear ready to fight for his loved ones. Then he noticed the color of the men's uniforms, yellow. Those were not hitmen. They were firefighters. They soon noticed him and tried to help. Oh, touch her! Dang it, man! Why does it hurt? He was roaring with his anger. He didn't know who these men were. He cannot leave her. He was panting. He was seeing double. He was trying to snake them off fiercely. He had pushed away two of them, but then four took their place. Soon, the overwhelming weight had been holding so dearly in his arms. The only warmth left in the world, desperate completing, he was gasping at the air. Dang it, man! Where? He was confused. The man was taking her away. He wouldn't say something. He wanted to say something. He wanted to pronounce Adam. But he no longer had the strength to. Man in each side had put their head underneath Steve's shoulders and helping him out of the building. Was it really okay? Could he really relax? Was it really over? Could he really trust those strangers? He was so tired. Too tired. Crap, I don't even know if he's gonna make it. He had. Had he done enough? Was this the end? If he has so-called strength. What a joke. He made it that far while losing blood, man. Okay, that earns respect. That is given respect. He made it that far. When, what was, he went down the stairs. He had a gunshot, went down the stairs, went back up the stairs to save the kid, while bleeding profusely in two different spots. That earns that is given respect. You made it that far. Like, holy shit. I don't care what you say, he at least earns respect just for doing that. Like, holy shit. That's my personal opinion, man. Delos. I need to protect Delos, no matter what. By blank screen. Next moment, his consciousness took over. A gentle breeze was carrying his skin. The men had helped him out of the building. He no longer had the cap. In his hand, another firefighter probably took care of her. At least he hoped. He was trying desperately to look around. Look around him in order to find her. He was practically panicking. He was restless. But then she appeared in a line of sight. The man who had taken her away from him, was giving her first aid. Thank God, you relaxed a bit. His fears were unfounded. He then noticed the number of police cars on the street. People, residents from the building, were talking to the cops, panting, pointing in his direction. So it comes down to the end. He would lose her even if he survived. He was oblivious, yet it was still painful somewhere, deep inside. He always knew he could take care of her. He knew, yet he wanted to believe. Ah, god dang it. Firefighters were still dragging him towards the truck, probably to give him first aid while for waiting for an ambulance. Cops were eventually arrest him, and he wouldn't be able to see her anymore. That's when he noticed something strange, something weird. Ew, a present, no, something a little tighter than that. Light had been reflected in his eyes. It almost felt as if. Then he remembered what Mark had said to him. How do you think you get rid of a president cockroach as such as yourself? Cockroach. That was the term he had used. When you take care of a house infested with by cockroaches, you don't just burn the house. You also burn the circle around the house in order to contain them, to trap them. You could almost say that burning the house is also a way to make them come out of their hiding. Oh, so he's gonna force them to kill him? Which meant, with all the strength he could muster, he shook off the men, helping him. He looked towards Alos. He was too far. He wouldn't make it in time. His surprise. Though she had woken up, he made eye contact with her. He wanted her to tell her something. He desperately needed to. His lips moved, but words didn't come out. Run. Ah. He reached to the gun under his left belt, aimed high to where he had noticed the light being reflected into his eyes towards the top of an apartment 200 meters away from them, and shot multiple times in the general direction. And from there, I'm gonna end the episode here, because I'd like to know what happens. And I want to leave it off a cliffhanger, too. But from here, this is actually a better spot for me to end the episode anyway. So, I hope you guys have a great, wonderful time, great day too, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay.